Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Iowa Math Chats. Today is episode 5, the focus documents. Part 3, how the fluencies and grade clusters connect to lead to the major work of the grade. We're going to return back to our kindergarten focus document. And as a reminder, over here, the highlights of the major work, this is our K-8 pathway so that our students can get to high school and be ready to take high school mathematics. How we achieve this pathway is through these clusters over here on the left. So remember that the green clusters, the major clusters, get up to 85% of instructional time as needed. And then the yellow and blue get 15% of the instructional time. Again, if our students achieve the green in under 85% of the instructional time, that's okay to go ahead and move on and spend more time down here in the additional clusters and the supporting clusters. Also, you'll notice in kindergarten that it's not just the clusters that are needed to achieve the major work of the grade, but also there is fluencies. Now, this required fluency over here in kindergarten is add and subtract within 5. So in order for students to have the fluencies that they need to be able to add and subtract within 5. And in combination with these clusters over here on the left, this ensures that when our student goes on to first grade that they're going to be ready and puts them on this pathway, this K-8 pathway. Now, all these things really come to fruition at the end of the year. So oftentimes I get asked, well, by what time of the year should students be able to do these things? And these clusters are at the end of the year. So we're not saying that by the middle of the year, a student should have a certain number of them done. What we're saying is by the end of kindergarten, they need to have all of these done. So let's go ahead, and we have some time still. So let's go back and look at some of the other grade levels. So here in first grade, when I open up this document, you'll see that it's exactly the same structure. So you'll see that it's the same pathway for K-8. Now I have different green boxes, right? So these are our major clusters. These are the things that pull my standards together. And so I'm going to spend up to 85% of my time ensuring that all students achieve these major clusters and also this fluency over here in first grade, add and subtract within 10. If I do all of the major clusters and the fluencies for all students at the end of kindergarten, they'll be ready to go on to first grade and they will be more successful at achieving these. Likewise, we have a second grade one. And so I'm going to go back to here and open up the second grade one for us. Because remember in our pathway over here, it's K2. So now in second grade, again, it's the same structure. So I have, these are the major clusters in green. Here are my fluencies. And in order for my students to go on to third grade, in kindergarten and first and second grade, they need these clusters and all of these fluencies to be really where they need to be to move on in third grade. And so I often get asked what's most important about the standards. And what's most important about the standards is that we really ensure that students have an opportunity to achieve these cluster proficiencies and these fluencies by the end of each grade level. That's the best way we're going to ensure all of our students in Iowa are college and career ready. I hope you will join me for the next Iowa Math Chat, where we'll talk about connecting these focus documents back to the Iowa core. Thanks, everyone.